All right, thank you again for coming. My name is Ted Puglisi. I am the Dean of Academics at Wildwood Catholic High School, and I'd like to welcome you to the Doherty Room. The Doherty Room is a special room that we use for conferences and meetings. It was actually given to us by one of our board members, Ms. Caroline Doherty, in remembrance of her son. She's a member of the board and she's a big supporter of the school, so we like to get around with her every time we can to show her how much we appreciate everything she does for us. Also like to let you know that two more board members are here today. We have Mr. Catanoso in the back. We have Ms. Carol Pantalone in the back. They're here to see what's going on. We like to get everybody involved. We want you to be involved, and we want your parents to be involved too in the future. All right, so without any further ado, again, welcome to Wildwood Catholic High School. Like I said, I'm Mr. Puglisi, I'm the Dean. This is Mr. Quinn. He's the Director of Development. He's kind of like my assistant principal. And Mr. Zuccarello is our athletic director, but he's busy right now and he can't be with us today. I'm going to share with you our mission statement. This is not a secret. It hangs around the school. It's been our mission for a while. But you can see that Wildwood Catholic High School, a 4-year co-educational secondary school, the Diocese of Camden and Notre Dame de la Mer Parish, offers Cape May County residents like yourself an opportunity for a value-centered education in the Catholic tradition. Students are prepared to continue their education and are encouraged to be contributing members, we're missing a word, of society who will hold Christian attitudes and values. The education is presented for life lived fully, productively, and eternally in love of God and in service to humankind. Now this should not be much of a surprise to you guys because you're already students in the Catholic school. And I thank you very much, and especially your parents, for making the commitment to Catholic education. It's very tough these days to always make such a commitment, but I assure you, as a parent of children who attend Catholic school, there's probably no greater sacrifice you can make as a parent than provide for your children the best in education. Now my personal philosophy is kind of like an analogy. Basically I take the concept of a building, that is a structure with 4 pillars, and I basically come up with this, that those 4 pillars are academics, athletics, activities, and the arts. That no school can really truly be a school without all 4 of these pillars. And together these pillars compose the school and help support it. But you can see that it's also built on the strong foundation of all of our stakeholders and everybody involved. It means a lot to me as an educator. Unlike some of our guests here today, I've only been an educator for 15 years, but I decided a long time ago that this was what I was going to do with my life's work. Very proud of what I do, take great pride in my students and their accomplishments, and I try to make them my own. And I'm hoping to be beginning to build a relationship with you today that's going to continue for the next 4.5 years. It'd be really nice to see you go on to do great things. I had a distinct pleasure of teaching AP Biology for a number of years and watching my students go on to Harvard and Princeton and Cornell and UPenn and Columbia and Stevens Institute of Technology. So I like to think that I kind of have a feel for what the best students are and who they are and what they have to offer. And that's kind of what I do with my work. I want to make sure that I'm always trying to encourage you guys to do the same thing, to be the absolute best you can be and to chase every dream you have. Here's the 4 pillars I mentioned. All right? Let's talk a little bit about academics first. All right? We have a nice honors and AP program here. We have a good college prep program here. A lot of schools don't have this. A lot of schools, friends in a public school might have to deal with general classes and remedial classes, HESPA classes, classes designed really not to give you the educational opportunity that good research, like out of Harvard, correlates with success in the future. It's a wonderful guy. I know you don't care. His name's Dr. Richard Elmore. Does a lot of work out of Harvard with something we call the instructional core. And that's what happens between a student and a teacher and the president of content. And that kind of work has led to the idea that it's really educational opportunity that leads to success, not really preparing you for a standardized test. So we try to have higher standards here. And at the same time, recognize every student is different. And then if you need a little extra help, and we have a nice, solid college prep program that gives you real curriculum, but at the same time allows you to get a little extra help with a minimum grading policy. Because we work with a numerical grading system here, we kind of give you a minimum 60 in the college prep program. Because you might have a bad day and you might blow a test. But we don't want to see you fall and get like a 20 and ruin your opportunity to succeed and catch up. So we're going to cap that F, unfortunately, at a 60 and give you the opportunity to move forward. We carry that minimum grading policy over into the market period and report card too, with the understanding that we don't want one bad week to put you in a situation where you're behind for the whole year. Not everybody does that. A lot of schools have similar policies where they use number grades instead of letter grades. You might not know that. Other schools have 50s and 55s. But we're trying to help you succeed, even at a time when maybe, yeah, Mr. P, I had a bad week, or I had a bad month. But we understand that. It happens to everybody. And we're trying to provide a way to help you achieve. Obviously, when you come here, you're going to have to take 4 years of English. We have college prep, honors, and AP programs available to you. 4 years of math, unlike a public school that will only require you to take 3. And if you're a basic, honors student, you might take geometry, algebra 2, pre-calculus, and calculus, which we offer in the honors or AP flavor. Or maybe you didn't have algebra in 8th grade, and you're going to come here and take algebra, geometry, algebra 2, and pre-calculus. If you continue to struggle in math and that's not your best subject, as a senior, we have a consumer math program for you. We also allow you to catch up and double up in math in 10th grade, where you can take the geometry and the geometry and the algebra 2 together, because you want to make it to calculus. And maybe you weren't ready in 8th grade for it, but now that you've gotten to high school, a little bit of that maturity has kicked in, that you're ready to accept that challenge. We want you to have that opportunity. Most places don't do this. I've never seen this in the public schools I've worked in, to give you that opportunity to double up and excel, because maybe developmentally you weren't ready in 8th grade, but now all of a sudden you are. It's a pretty good program. It's a very interesting option. And also, we don't let you just take those 3 years and do nothing your senior year. If you're really looking to do nothing in school, this probably isn't the place for you. We're here to provide you with educational opportunity, provide your parents with an opportunity to get the best for you in your education. Same with science. We have an honors and AP program. It's a terrible sound. With biology, chemistry, physics, and AP biology. We have a college prep program with bio, chemistry, physics, and also environmental science. It gives you an option there. If for some reason you're just not the strongest math and science person, but you're still gifted in other areas, and you're trying to explore other options that are not solely math-based, we have a program for you. We did away with our general science program because basically we wanted to increase the expectation for you, just like they are in every other public school, where most kids now in 9th grade take biology. Which means we're going to have to come up also with another elective for you. We talked about a marine science course here, or an oceanography course. We're probably going to introduce that at the upper levels. Again, for students who want to follow and continue their education, but maybe, just maybe, they're not ready for calculus and physics yet, which is okay. Social studies, obviously, we have honors and college prep again, world history, U.S. history 1, U.S. history 2. These are state requirements, and since they only require 3 years of it, that gives you that flexibility in 10th grade to possibly double up with that math course. We're considering maybe pushing that down a little bit, so the electives that psychology we have to offer might also be accompanied by an AP U.S. history 2 or an AP government course to give you more AP options in your senior year. That's where we're looking to go. Obviously, we're not there yet. We offer an honors French, an honors Spanish, and a college prep Spanish program. It's the 21st century. English is not the only language we speak even in this country. It becomes important for all people. Even the state and federal government recognizes that you need to be studying world languages as we move into the 21st century and you look to compete. How many of you take language now? Is that everybody, right? And it's only Spanish, correct? All right. And how is our Spanish? So, if everybody here was going to take Spanish in 9th grade at Wildwood Catholic, how many of you would be like, I'm going to be in that honors program? My Spanish is good. I had a full year at Cape Trinity. I'm ready to do it. Who feels confident with that? I think you're just shy. Oops. Our sophomores also take a half a year of health. It's the only time in your schedule that you have study hall, is the other half of that year. We are not about study halls. We are not a babysitting service like the public school. Again, you don't get to come here and just take 3 years of everything and just hang out your senior year and cut class and get in trouble. That's not what we're about. We know that's not what you're about. We know that's not what your families are about. I mentioned having a few AP course offerings for you, and I told you that our plan was to add a couple more. Very interested in pursuing 2 AP English courses instead of 1. Very interested in adding another AP Science course, another AP Social Studies course. Other electives include art, journalism, and psychology. Now you might say to yourself, and this is a very, very commonly asked question, or I guess an FAQ, right? People are like, oh, you don't have a whole lot of electives. I tell people, we don't have a whole lot of electives. Because you're coming here and you're going to study English, math, science, social studies, and religion and foreign language, and everything you need to go to college. If you're looking for basket weaving, cookie making, and fixing my lawnmower, you can do that anywhere. This is a college preparatory school. We want you to have what you need to be prepared for your future. This time I'm going to introduce Mr. Quinn again. He's going to share a couple things with you. And then after that time, I know you'll be tired of hearing grown-ups speak. And we have some students that are going to share some of their experiences with you as well. All right, so let's welcome Mr. Quinn, please.
How are you? Good. Good. Recognize some of you just from seeing around the hall. Recognize some of you because I know maybe siblings or parents and family members. But what I like to usually start off with, in this case I think it really rings true, is that you guys are here for a reason. When I say here, I mean in CTC. You're here for a reason. The reason is because your parents cared about your education. They cared about the education that you were going to get academically, the education you were going to get as a person, as your soul, the morals you were going to learn, the ethics you were going to learn, the development of you as a whole person. So you're in this situation now, taking a look forward to what your possibilities are in 7-8 months' time, because you do have a lot of possibilities. And in order to continue with that building of a whole person, Wildwood Catholic offers a proven track record for over 60 years of building a great product. A person that is academically strong, able to go on to some of the finer schools, morally strong. You're a good person. You know the difference between right and wrong. You don't just think you know the difference between right and wrong. You do know the difference between right and wrong. Some people need encouragement over the 4 years here to learn the difference between right and wrong. And I think that our daily routine and the things that we're able to offer, which is much different than some of the things that are able to be offered in a public school setting, allow for that to happen. You may be used to having Mass. You go to Mass. You have a liturgy. You have speeches. You get together in a formal setting. And even if you're not 100% engaged in the Mass or the liturgy or what the person on the stage may be saying, it gives you an opportunity to kind of self-reflect in a quiet setting, think about things. Okay? You're allowed to celebrate Christmas. You're allowed to say those words. You're allowed to say a prayer, start each and every day and end each and every day with a prayer. These kind of subtle things that we do here that are much different than some of the things that would be able to be done in a public school, over the course of time, cause you to think a little bit differently. And I know that because I'm a graduate of Wildwood Catholic in 1994. Some of my best friends are graduates of Wildwood Catholic. I have siblings that are graduates of Wildwood Catholic. And I can tell the difference between when I went to college, those students that went to a private school or a Catholic school where they were taught Christian values, and those that did. And you might